All right, all right. This is Adelai Brown, your heart coach, and we're getting ready to go live with Heart Talk. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe below. All right, all right. It is 12:36, and you are tuned into Heart Connections with your heart coach, Adelai Brown, on your community station with international inspiration, kinetichifi.com. Thank you guys so much for being here. And I want to thank you guys for being around for our midday mix where you guys dancing. I like to try to mix it up and play different types of music because, I mean, those are all the types of music that I like. But I know that I get bored with regular radio sometimes because you only get one genre depending on the station that you're on. And I like to listen to music where I can hear all different types of music in the rotation. That's something that sounds like my playlist. So I thank you guys for being here. It's time for Heart Talk. This is the talk portion of our show. This is where we come to renew our minds and restore our hearts. And I want to talk today about love and more specifically in relationships. We've talked about relationship with God. We've talked about relationship with self. Now I want to talk a little bit about relationship with others. I feel that many times, many times, what happens in relationships when we see failure in relationships, it's almost a direct representation to how we feel about ourselves on the inside. I know a lot of people don't like to hear that, but it is absolutely the truth. You cannot give or you cannot give something you don't already possess. And that's something that a lot of people don't get. So if you're trying to give love and you're trying to give affection and you don't have it, you just don't have it. You can't give it. I don't know how bad you want to, how bad you want to give it, that's fine. But you have to first find it in yourself before you can give it to others. That's what I want us to talk a little bit about today. Relationship goals for us, relationship goals for for individuals. Remember, relationship is defined as the way in which two or more concepts, objects, or people are connected, the state of being connected by blood or marriage, the way in which two or more people or organizations regard and behave towards one another, an emotional and sexual association between two people. That those are the definitions of relationship, and I'm just looking at google.com. I want you to think about your relationships more importantly if you're in a specific serious relationship right now, or you may just have a friend, somebody you may be kicking it with. I know that's a term that people use a lot, but I want you to think about you in reference to this relationship. How are you connected with this person? What is the foundation of your relationship? Is it love? Is it sex? Is it money? Is it security? What is it? Many times we find ourselves in difficult situations because of how we feel about ourselves individually. So what happens is we like to cling to or 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 connect to other people that we feel can make us feel better about ourselves. We want to, if you're someone that feels very timid and afraid, a lot of times you would want to connect with someone that has a stronger personality, someone that's more bold and they seem more brave because it complements the fact that you feel less than or you feel weak. If you're someone that's really loud and boisterous, oftentimes you'll attract somebody that's a little more calm, a little more laid back. They say opposites attract. I believe opposites attract, but I don't necessarily believe that they're necessarily opposite. I believe that you attract what you are. And in many times, that other person represents the other side of you that maybe the world doesn't see much of, maybe you don't even explore much of, but that person is someone that can highlight the things in your life that you may not deal with, you may not spend much time paying attention to. And I found that a lot of times in relationships where people really don't, where we have a lot of dysfunctional relationships. I remember in past relationships, it was acceptable to go back and forth and kind of fuss with each other, get physical with each other at times. It's not acceptable, but in those relationships, we accepted them. It was like, he got on my nerves and we got into it and I did this and he did that. Dysfunction that's so accepted. And when we don't have a good relationship with God and we don't have a good relationship or value of self, when our self-esteem is not where it needs to be, and then we go and connect and attach to other people, we just find ourselves in dysfunctional situations and we stay there. And when we don't get exposed to better examples of relationships, what we find is that not only do we stay there, but we bring our children there and their children there. And then we just sit there and watch generations after generation after generation be in dysfunction. I'm sick and tired of hearing women say, there are no good men out there. You know what the response to that is? You don't feel good about yourself. So that's why you keep attracting a quote unquote no good man. You're attracting him. That's telling you some things about yourself. I'm not saying that you're no good, but maybe there's some things inside of you that you feel are no good. Now, you might think that you're keeping those a secret, but it's evident in the relationships that you're attracting, in the what you're living through your relationships. That's a hard truth that people don't like to accept. I had to accept that for myself. I had to realize that I had such a negative self image. My self esteem was so low that I was causing a glass ceiling in my own relationships because I didn't think highly enough of myself. I couldn't see my relationships being at the caliber that I desired them to be. You hear me? I wanted them to be great. I wanted what I saw on, with Cinderella and all of these other people, these Disney movies. And when you watch these movies, the guys call them chick flicks. But when you watch certain stories, they have a happy ending. And I wanted that. But what I didn't realize is I was never going to get it if deep down inside I didn't feel like I deserved it from the start. You want a relationship. You want to be with a man. And now what I'm seeing is, okay, if it doesn't work if you're a woman, if it's not working with the man, well, let me just go try women because it's just not working with men. It's not going to change with women or men. If you're a man and you think women aren't working, so now you want to try men, it's not going to change when you shift the gender that you're dating. You're still the same person. You have to work on you. You have to heal you. Some people think, well, I only date this ethnicity, and I've heard some black people, I only want to date, I'm only gonna black men, I only want to date a white woman, or black, I only want to date a white man. I've heard white men, I only want to date black women, white women, I only want to date black men. I mean, different, whatever. Guess what? It doesn't matter the color of the person. It does not matter who are you dating that person. A lot of times we're living in a world where anything is acceptable on the surface. But people are struggling and dying on the inside. People's hearts are broken. People are empty. People are lost. They are stuck. They are trying to drink and get high and shop and sex and social media it out. It's not going to go anywhere until you get in good relationship with God and then start to get in good relationship with yourself. I don't care if you date a man, woman, a dog, a cat, you're still going to have problems in that relationship because you have a problem within yourself. Now, it may be conscious, subconscious, unconscious, but it's there. And you know that it's there because it's evident in the life that you're living. I'm just sick of seeing some of these things. I know people are free to do what they want to do, but people need to get real about why they want to be so free because they feel so bound up on the inside. Their hearts are hurting. Their hearts are broken. I'm tired of watching these children struggle and go to social media and all of that looking for affection and attention because they're living in close quarters with people walking past them, rubbing shoulders and elbows. There's no love. There's no affection. But come on, let's get together and take a picture for social media so everybody can think that we have it all together. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of seeing people so confused, and you're trying to convince me that you know what you're doing, but you're confused. Why are you confused? Because the pain hurts so bad, it's confusing you now. You can't deal with it anymore. I don't care. You can get a woman, you can get a man, you can get both together and throw anything else in there until you start loving yourself and caring for yourself and allowing the love of Christ into your heart. No relationship is going to work out. You want people to accept you. You don't even accept yourself. You want people to love you. You don't love yourself. There are no good men out there. There are no good women out there. You obviously feel no good. You're included in that. I'm just sick of it. I mean, I had to come to this realization in my own relationship. And I'm not going to share anything if I'm sharing. You know, they say practice what you preach. Hey, I'm practicing it. So this is what I have to say. We're so quick to blame other people. I hear men, or she too trifling, or she need to learn how to cook. You need to learn how to talk to people. You need to learn how to respect people. She needs to learn how to respect people. Maybe when you start respecting yourself, other people will respect you. When you stop trying to hide the pain and act like you have it all together, it's clear that you're hurting. I don't care how nice you try to dress, how clean you show up. Let me tell you something. It's obvious that you're hurting. And so many people, they see you, but they don't see you because they are blinded by the scales on their own eyes. We are hurting, but we want to get married. We want to be in relationships. We want to have children and just keep bringing them into these toxic environments. We need to get real. We need to learn how to love. We are loved, but we need to learn how to embrace it. We need to be open to the commitment and requirement that comes when we say we're going to love. See, many people don't realize how vulnerable you have to be to love, to be in a good, committed relationship. You're going to have to sacrifice. You're going to have to be vulnerable. You're going to get hurt. You're going to be disappointed. But when you love yourself, you can love other people like that. Don't say it's too hard. It's not too hard. What's too hard is it's too hard for you to accept you the way you are. It's so easy for you to blame them for being the way they are. You have to start dealing with you. Whatever you decide you want to be today, whatever you decide you want to do, at the end of the day, until you heal you, until you make sure that the connection that you have between you and yourself and you and God is straight, I don't care if you marry woman, man, both. I don't care. Guess what? It's never going to be happy. It's never going to be fulfilling. It's like that's what we keep doing. We want to deal with the fruit. We need to deal with the root. When we deal with the root, we can fix the fruit. We need to be taught how to love. Let's let Music Show Soul Child help us out with that. This has been Heart Talk with your heart coach, Adelai Brown, on your community station with international inspiration, kinetichifi.com. We'll be back with more Heart Talk at about 1:35, but we have our Diamond in the Rough segment coming up at about 1:15. You guys stick around. High five. Hello, everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in. I don't want y'all to think I'm cross-eyed. I have YouTube and Facebook going at the same time, but I want to get in and kind of chat with you guys a little bit after that segment because relationships can get kind of sticky, and I'm just so sick and tired of people pointing the fingers and not looking in the mirror. And let me see what my big cousin said. I'm so impressed with your wisdom, AKBB. I love it when y'all call me out like that. Hey, Mama Lori. Hey, Michelle. Please tell McCall. Chris talks about her every day. We got to get them together. Pierre, what's up, man? How you doing? Honey, you are preaching my God today and tomorrow too. I know that's right. Hey, Nigel. I thank you guys so much for being here and for tuning in. Thank you guys for being live on YouTube. I thank you guys for sharing this video. If this video has, do me a favor, if it's helped you in any way, please like it and share it. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. But I'm just sick and tired of this whole thing with relationships. I'm so sick and tired of people being confused and trying to bring me on board with them and their confusion. It's hard enough trying to get your life together. And one of the things that I have realized is, we are running from our pain and we're trying to drug it out. We're trying to sex it out. We're trying to church it out. We're trying to grind it out. We want to be the biggest entrepreneurs. We want to be the biggest anything. We want to be the best at everything and try to forget about how inferior we feel in our relationships. And the reason we feel so inferior in our relationships is because we feel inferior within. There is not enough attention focused on building us up emotionally. There's not enough development. There's not enough attention focused on emotional development. Even with our children, we want to make sure they get their A's and B's, but we don't want to teach them how to properly deal with rejection, how to deal with disappointment, how to deal with excitement, how to deal with frustration, and everything that comes along with that. And I just feel personally like I just want to share what's on my heart, because this is the platform we have. I feel like a lot of people villainize Facebook and YouTube, just social media as a whole, because they're like, it's so negative, but we have to use it as a tool to be positive. If you are not a part of the solution, you are the problem. So I feel like today we're talking about this is Relationship Tuesday on Heart Connections. I'd love for you guys to check me out and check out the show online, kinetichifi.com. You can download the app and look us up in the Simple Radio app and TuneIn Radio app for Kinetic Hi-Fi. But I just wanted to put that out there today. Like, we really have to get to a space where we're gonna start telling ourselves the truth. I mean, we live in a world where anything goes. Soon people gonna be marrying animals and all of that. All of that's fine. That's fine. Hey, to each its own. I just want us to heal. I just want us to be where we need to be. And I want us to get real about these relationships that we're in. I want people to stop acting like they're okay with being the other woman or the other man. I want people to stop acting like they're okay with being, picked second or being picked third or whatever the case may be, because you're not. I'll never believe somebody's okay with being in that situation. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just my cultural experience, and I could be very naive in my opinion. And that's fine. I'm not even trying to debate you. Do your own live or your own video and put your opinion up. But I'm just saying we have to get clear. We need to learn how to love. And before we can focus on 10 steps to make your marriage better, 10 steps to get somebody to marry you, or 10 steps to get your woman to do the right thing, we need to do 10 steps to teaching me how to love myself, teaching me how to receive the love of God, and then I can learn how to share this love with others. And that's just how I feel about it. That's my opinion. What do you guys think? What do y'all think about being taught how to love? Do you feel like we live in a society where people know how to healthily love each other? Do you see that, or do you think that there's a need for people to learn how to communicate? Do you think that there's a need for people to learn how to properly express themselves? That's one of the reasons why I do what I do. I don't think I know everything. I don't think I have it all together. Matter of fact, I know that not to be true. That's why I need this right now in this moment. Amen, Michelle. And thank you for saying that, because it's always good when we do things like this to know that it's helpful for someone. And that's why I show up, whether somebody's on live or they're not, because somebody can see it later. And I feel like if it's a blessing to me, I want to be a blessing to you. So I thank you for sharing that. But I want us to understand that the state of our relationships is not so much other people. What we see going on in the world around us, what we feel, this negativity, this heaviness, this angst that's in our souls right now, is because we're broken. We're hurting. And for generations, we've been hurting in this country, in this world. I mean, evil ever since the fall. And this is what happens when you don't know how to deal with pain. It's like having a leak and you don't have enough to contain the leak. It's going to spill over. It's going to start to cause problems in other areas because you can't contain it in the area that you're in. And that's what we're seeing in relationships. That's what you see when you see abusive relationships and you see people just really confused, and with this person this week and that person is spilling over. They don't know how to contain it. They don't know how to contain the frustration, the confusion with their identity, who they are, what God is calling them to be, who should I be with, things of that nature. And we have to just get to a place where we can settle down and support each other. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that we don't feel safe with each other. We don't feel like we can trust each other. We feel like if I open up and tell you this about me, now you will know how weak I am, and you will feel like you can get at me. I understand that. I've been there. I know how it feels to be in that way. I also know that if you hold on to that for too long, it's going to spill over. And when you start to see your marriage or your relationship take a hit, your finances start to take a hit, your health, your physical body, your children, your parents, your relationships with them, how you're connected with them starts to disconnect, because when it's spilling over, it can cause things to loosen up. It pulls things back. So we have to deal with it. That's one of the reasons why I wrote this new book. That's one of the reasons why I'm putting together a workbook to go with the book, and have journals to go with the book, because I know how much it helped me, and I want to help anybody else that I can. So I thank you guys for being here. I will be back live at about 1:30. So if you're on YouTube or Facebook, I encourage you to check it out. Make sure you have your notifications on so you can be here. And we're going to talk about our last segment of relationships. But I want to hear from y'all. What do you think about it? And yeah, we'll go from there. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, share. Love y'all. We'll talk later. Bye-bye.